hundreds of books that have been published about Marilyn Monroe since she died on the 4th of August 1962. Around 50 are full-length accounts of only the last week of her life and multiple conspiracy theories that have surfaced about her premature death. The official ruling was that Marilyn committed suicide by an overdose of nembutal barbiturates and chloral hydrate, but there are several odd details about the accounts of her death which remain unexplained to this day. The time of her death, for example, was recorded by those who found the body as between 9:30 p.m. and 11:30 p.m, but this was mysteriously changed at a later date. Her doctors and housekeeper were vague in response to questions and later changed their stories about the evening's events. Some of Monroe's friends were informed of her death at around 1 a.m, but the doctors later claimed that she hadn't died until 3 a.m, and the police were not called until sometime after 4 a.m. What is the reason for this gap? And why was the housekeeper allowed to leave for Europe soon afterwards without being questioned again? The medical evidence was puzzling too. There was nothing to suggest that Monroe had swallowed the drugs, so how had she taken them? It is assumed that she must have ingested them as an enema, which would seem an unlikely way to commit suicide. On top of all this, the official verdict does not rule out the fact that there was a large number of people who wanted to be rid of her for one reason or another. If her death was indeed a suicide, it was undoubtedly very well timed. Marilyn's affairs with highly placed individuals could have allowed her direct access to some of the innermost state secrets of the US. The CIA would be an obvious suspect in questionable death if this was the case. If they discovered how much Monroe knew of their secret operations, the CIA may have decided that the safest way of ensuring she never let the information slip was to kill her, conspiring to make the death look like an accident to cover their tracks. The Kennedys, at the time the most influential family in the US, also fall under suspicion. Her relationship with President John F. Kennedy is now well known, but at the time it was a closely guarded secret. Not only would Kennedy have wanted to keep the affair from public knowledge, but it has also been reported that he discussed highly classified secrets with Monroe after he ended their relationship. He could have been worried that she would reveal his marital and political indiscretions. It has been suggested that the Kennedy family, relying for cover on their trustworthy reputation and excellent record of fighting crime, had Monroe killed, or even did it themselves, to stop her going public with her knowledge. This is given some credibility by the fact that Robert Kennedy is rumoured to have been seen in the area near Monroe's house on the evening of her death, although he obviously claimed her demise was nothing to do with him or his family. The mafia also come into question if rumours are true that she did know too much about a possible relationship between the mafia and Frank Sinatra. Although the method of death seems a little unusual for a hired mob killer, it is possible that this was a deliberate ploy to avoid suspicion falling on the mafia. There are also many who believe that Monroe's carers in her final weeks killed her for her riches, which could explain the sudden immigration of her housekeeper and the reported unwillingness of her doctors to divulge any information. More disturbingly still, could Marilyn have been killed by aliens who were trying to cover up the fact that JFK was a member of a global unit of Freemasons bent on world domination? We may never know. I hope you enjoyed this conspiracy theory. See you again next time. Bye bye.